Welcome to the Juggernaut Show, everybody. This is your host, Juggernaut097. And today we are going to be reviewing WWE Extreme Rules of 2009. And through the month of May, we are reviewing every Extreme Rules in history of WWE. And no, we are not reviewing the One Night Stands because those don't really count as the Extreme Rules system. This going from 2009 to 2015, which I reviewed 2015 last year on my channel, so you guys go check that out if you guys want to. Cheap little plug there. But from now on, like I said, I'm going to be doing this the Juggernaut Show. Tell me how you guys sound. Tell me how much you guys like that. And also, I'm going to be giving you my schedule right now. I'm just going to tell you the schedule I'm going to be going with, because lately I have been doing NXT reviews and I haven't been doing TNA reviews. I'm sorry, I didn't do a TNA review last week, and I don't think I did one before. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of lost with which TNA reviews I did do and which TNA reviews I didn't do, and which NXTs I reviewed and which NXTs I didn't review. But, so Tuesdays I'm going to be doing my retro reviews. So every Tuesday will be my retro reviews. And Wednesdays will be NXT. And then Thursdays is going to be TNA. And then Saturdays will be their retro review. And also, one of these days in there, I don't know which day I'm going to be throwing it in yet, but one of these days I'm going to be doing like a news and rumors type of videos. You know, this pretty much shooting shit about wrestling, pretty much talking about wrestling. What happened in the week of wrestling, you know, whatever in the week of wrestling. So that's what we'll be doing. But that's enough of me rambling on. Let's go ahead and get started with this Extreme Rules 2009 review, which I just watched it a little bit ago on the WWE Network, which you guys go check that out. But yeah, so the first match was for the United States Championship. It was a Fatal 4-Way match. We had the United States Champion Kofi Kingston defended against Matt Hardy, MVP, and William Regal. Now, the storyline going into this match was Matt Hardy and William Regal. They were, pretty much taking out Jeff Hardy, because Vickie Guerrero, she was the Raw, acting general manager, so she wasn't like the full general manager. So they pretty much got thrown into this match because they were helping out Vickie Guerrero's husband Edge, so that's how they pretty much got this match. And this was MVP's rematch clause because Kofi Kingston beat MVP for the United States Championship 6 nights before on Monday Night Raw, which was a good match in 2009. So Kofi Kingston, he became the United States champion on that show. But on to this match. This match was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. Pretty good opener. This was very chaotic. This isn't like an Fatal 4-Way match you see these days, like where you just see two people just go at it and like the other two people are on the outside. No, this was really fast-paced action. Really good in ring work between all four guys. Everything seemed pretty fluid in here, and but the winner of the match was Kofi Kingston. He would retain when William Regal threw Kofi Kingston into the ropes, but Kofi Kingston would bounce off the ropes and reverse that into a Trouble in Paradise for the 1-2-3. So Kofi Kingston was still your United States champion at this time. And, the United States Championship doesn't have, as much prestige as it did in 2009. I mean, yes, Kofi Kingston wasn't one of those like big names like John Cena. And, John Cena, the last time the United States Championship was really big was, back last year in 2015 around this time. But in 2009, it was not that bad also, because Kofi Kingston, he was defending the title like every 2 weeks, like in Fatal 4-Way matches and triple threat matches and six-pack challenge matches. He was just defending it like pretty much every week, like Cena did, like how Cena was doing his open challenges last year. But, Kofi Kingston, he wasn't a bad United States champion. But it was a fun opener, and I really enjoyed it. And the match pretty much got like about 6 minutes, and like what we'll be talking about is Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio in the no-hold Extreme Rules matches. Extreme Rules pay-per-views, you wouldn't really see maybe like a stipulation because not much pay-per-views like use really stipulation matches these days. Like in Extreme Rules pay-per-views, because like last year you didn't see much stipulations, but But back in 2009, it worked really well, which they didn't really use too much weapons. I mean, they did use a chair at some points in the match, and I really liked when Chris Jericho came out, how he cut a promo, pretty much talking bad about New Orleans, Louisiana, how he pretty much was talking bad about them, and, he was going through the crowd and pretty much telling, everybody did not touch him, and he was just shitting all over them, and he was like at the merchandise stand, and he goes like, the last time I was at the merchandise stand talking about someone was John Cena, and then this time he was talking about Rey Mysterio, which I really enjoyed this feud from 2009, because this was really a hot feud in 2009. Like, this rivalry started like a few weeks ago here, and then it really became good. Like, it happened like on a SmackDown or something, which you wouldn't really think, a no holds bar match would be starting off like a feud, because that's usually like a blow off. But this was really good here, and they would continue to have some more matches on some more pay-per-views. They would go on to have a match at the Bash, which was probably the best match in my opinion they have with each other. But both they have very good chemistry in the ring. They did some really pretty cool spots in this match. But the winner of the match would be Chris Jericho. When Rey Mysterio, he was going for the 619, but Chris Jericho grabbed the mask off of Rey Mysterio and then rolled Rey Mysterio for the 1-2-3. So your new Intercontinental Champion was Chris Jericho, and that he would become that would be his 9th Intercontinental Championship. And like I said, they would have a rematch at the Bash, but that time it would be for the if Rey Mysterio lost, then he would have to unmask for good. But, Rey Mysterio didn't lose at that show, so he never had to unmask. So, yeah, but I actually really enjoyed this. This was probably, I'll say, one of the best matches other than that on the show. But, yeah. And the next match we had was CM Punk versus Umaga, which this was in the Samoan strap match. And CM Punk, he had the Money in the Bank briefcase at this time. And I never really been the biggest fan of strap matches. I hated this one in 2009. I didn't like the one in 2010. I didn't mind that one in 2015. I mean, that was just, that was a chain match, but it's just pretty much the same match. I mean, they're just using a strap here. And the storyline pretty much behind this was CM Punk was trying to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but Umaga kept interrupting him, pretty much getting involved with these cash-ins. So that was the whole storyline behind this. And, like I said, this, even though I wasn't really a big fan of this match here, I mean, these guys worked with what they did, these guys did pretty good in the ring with each other. Umaga, rest in peace to him, was it his drugs that killed him or something? I don't remember, but, I mean, they worked with what they did in this match, and it's really weird, you don't really ever see Money in the Bank winners, pretty much Money in the Bank holders win their final match before they cash in, which, this was pretty much CM Punk's final match before he cashed in the briefcase, because, Vince McMahon likes to bury every Money in the Bank winner, before they cash in. I don't understand why, but he just does. But, I mean, this was a good match here, and originally, I remember, reading spoilers from 2009, I heard that Umaga was supposed to win this match, but, he had his drug problems, and he, refused to go to rehab, and then he got released from the company, and that's why I think they pretty much gave CM Punk the win here. And this wasn't really when CM Punk, was really doing his pipe bomb stuff, because it happened in 2011. And they would just recently, then they would turn him heel later on in the year. But this was fun, and I was happy that he won here. It was the right person who won. But then the next match we're going to be talking about is a triple threat match for the ECW Championship versus Chris Jericho. Sorry, Christian, which was a champion, versus Jack Swagger. And for, mostly people are going to be shitting all over this match because, ECW wasn't the best, you know what I mean? But this is kind of like, just take a different name for it. Like, just put NXT here, and, this would be a good match, and this was a good match right here. And the storyline behind this match was, if Tommy Dreamer lost his next match, then he would retire. He would pretty much quit WWE. That'd be his last match. So I liked the storyline behind this. This was very good. And this was, there was some pretty good hardcore spots in this match. I like that out of the match. But the winner of the match was Tommy Dreamer, so he would not have to retire or quit wrestling from WWE. So he will become your new ECW champion. And like I said, maybe I know that ECW was very shit at this time, but they would put on some pretty decent wrestling matches. Like, they would put on some pretty good matches here. And Jack Swagger, he was actually doing pretty good at this time. I mean, he's doing better. He did better than what he's doing right now. I mean, seriously, I wish they would do something with Jack Swagger these days, but they won't probably. But it was a decent match here. It was good. It was a good work match. And I like the spots that they did with some weapons. And I mean, it wasn't like hardcore like you see from the 90s of ECW, but this was fine for what it was. And then next we had was a match I really hated. This match you can just skip because I can care less about this match here. We had Santino Marella versus Vickie Guerrero and Chava Guerrero in a handicap hog pin match for the Miss WrestleMania crown. This was stupid. Santino won. This was stupid, and not before long after this, they would just fire Santino, or pretty much they would get rid of that whole gimmick that Santino Marella was having. And just recently, Santino Marella, he got released from WWE. So I mean, it's quite coincidence that I'm watching this show here, and Santino, this recently got released. I mean, it, dropped the character because that character wasn't really going anywhere, and Santino, he made the best out of this character. And say if it was me, like, or anybody else, like, probably no one would have, no one wanted to be Santino, like, to be like a girl, like a guy being a girl. No one would want to be that. I mean, maybe if it's for money, then yeah, maybe I might do it. But I mean, I don't know. He did the best what he could do with it. I would say that. But I mean, it's unfortunate that Santino got released from WWE, but I mean, he did all that he could do, and he retired like last year or something, or a couple years ago. I don't remember, but he retired from WWE. So I mean, retired from in-ring action. So yeah. And then next we had was the WWE Championship match. And it was in a steel cage. Randy Orton was the champion, and Batista was the challenger. And the storyline behind this was pretty much Batista returned, because Randy Orton injured Batista. I think he punted him or something, and then Batista returned back in, was it April? Yeah, I know it was after WrestleMania. He returned back in April, and so he returned back after WrestleMania 25, and pretty much this match was pretty much trying to keep Legacy out of the match, and we had no Legacy come down to the ring. This was a fine match for what it was, but it was only 7 minutes long. Yes, your WWE Championship match, 7 minutes. I mean, seriously, like, I know people didn't want to see this in 2014, but, at WrestleMania 30, but, this was a lot better in 2009. I mean, I was liking this rivalry, but seriously, they made this match be 7 minutes, but Batista will become your WWE champion, which he wouldn't hold the WWE championship for that long. I mean, he would lose it. He would lose it very quickly. I don't know, like, because I know he didn't have it at the Bash, but yeah, it was stupid. This match was only 7 minutes, and pretty much the next match was like 20 minutes long, which that's what we're going to be moving on to now, which we talk about the submission match, John Cena versus the Big Show. And the whole storyline behind this was, Big Show, I mean, not Big Show, John Cena couldn't lock in the STF on Big Show, and Big Show threw John Cena into this light, like this light, and it blew up at Backlash, and then pretty much Cena returned at Judgment Day and beat Big Show, pretty much gave him the FU or the attitude adjustment, whatever you guys want to call it. I think they were still calling it the FU at this time. No, they just recently changed it to the attitude adjustment. Yeah, that's what they did. So Cena beat him at Judgment Day, and then they had the rematch at Extreme Rules submission match, and Cena, like, he couldn't lock on the STF. Like, he kept trying to lock it in a whole bunch of times at Judgment Day, but he couldn't lock it on. And I mean, this match, Big Show pretty much dominated John Cena, and yeah, of course, John Cena had to do his big comeback stuff, had to be Super Cena and beat the Big Show, and he used help of the ropes and locked in the STF. So he didn't really lock in the STF like completely, but like I said, he used help of the ropes. So he didn't do what he was planning to do, because he said he was going to make Big Show tap out by the STF, but he really didn't do it. But this feud did not go anywhere, and thankfully that ended this rivalry, because, this was pretty much a placeholder until Cena was ready to go to the main event again, which he'll be part of the main event through the rest of the summer, pretty much. So, yeah, I mean, after this pay-per-view, they were, John Cena would be feuding with The Miz for a few months, but then Cena back into the WWE picture. But this did nothing for both guys, and this was really a pointless rivalry, and I didn't think it needed to be about 20 minutes. This didn't need to be that long, but yeah. And then the next match we're going to be talking about is the main event. We had a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Edge was the current World Heavyweight Champion, and he was defending it against Jeff Hardy. And I like this whole video package before this, which I don't really talk about video packages on these retro reviews, but I'm going to talk about this one right here. And I really enjoyed the whole thing, with the video package with Sick Puppies playing the whole theme song. I like that song, You're Going Down by Sick Puppies. Really good song, and really good theme. Probably one of the best themes that WWE has ever used. But onto this match, I like how they pretty much tried to, the announcers on commentary, they, pretty much showed that they had history in ladder matches before, and I like how pretty much during the match, Jeff Hardy was dangling from the titles, and you thought maybe could you see shades from WrestleMania 17, but that didn't happen. You saw like a twist. I think it was a twist fate or something like that off of that or something like that. I don't know. But you saw both of them crash through a ladder on the outside of the ring, which that was really cool. I marked out for that. They had some pretty cool spots. You had some big crashes off ladders during this match. But the winner of the match would be Jeff Hardy. And great match, a lot of good spots. A lot of good retro spots like you would see from WrestleMania 17, like shades of TLC from WrestleMania 17. Like you saw some spots like that. Because these guys have really good history in the ring together. These guys know each other so well. But after the match, Jeff Hardy won. And then CM Punk music hits. He comes down to the ring. Hits the GTS on Jeff Hardy. 1, 2, kick out. They picks Jeff Hardy back up. Hits him with their GTS. 1, 2, 3. Your new World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. and that's when they would turn him heel, which that's what made CM Punk really good again. Because before this, CM Punk was kind of stale, which I was talking about that a little bit with the whole CM Punk versus Umaga match, how he was kind of stale a little bit, but I was happy that they did this cash in, and I liked. Then they pretty much did this rivalry throughout until SummerSlam, so that was really good because that was our blow off match. It was in the TLC match at SummerSlam, but yeah, that was the end of my Extreme Rules 2009 review. If you guys want to go back and check out Extreme Rules, go ahead. Go check it out on the WWE Network. It was a very good show. I recommend checking it out. But there's one match I recommend skipping, which is the Hog Pin match. Just skip that match. That match is very pointless. Don't waste your time with that match. And if I had to pick a match for you guys to go back and watch, I would pick probably the main event. That's the match I'm going to go with here. And then probably second, close to that, would have to be Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio. That'd be my second match of the night for you guys to go watch. But that was the end of my Extreme Rules 2009 review, like I said. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at TheTrueJSB, Instagram TheTrueJSB, Snapchat TheTrueJSB. So don't forget to do all my social media stuff. And tomorrow will be my NXT review, and then Thursday will be my TNA review, and then Saturday will be my Extreme Rules 2010 review. So stay tuned for all my videos coming up soon. And one of these days I'll be throwing in where I just pretty much talk about what's going on in wrestling. Pretty much I'll be doing that every week. And this, like I said, this was episode 1 of the Juggernaut show. It's episode 1, so I'm going to be calling this the Juggernaut show every week. So, yeah. Juggernaut saying peace out. Catch you guys in my